Hello everybody and welcome to another episode here on Knuston Hive Farm. So as you know, this is the survival roleplay series and my throat has just decided to give up again, where we're starting with absolutely nothing and we're going to try and build an absolute farming empire. I've got to admit, since the last video where we did that combining with that case, well, and I was just pleased that that case managed to get through a day's worth of videos worth of combining. That's probably being a bit harsh. I have been grinding a little bit. You saw that we took on this ploughing contract because we took that out at the same time with the combining contract. So I've done this, or I'm now just about to finish this, but I did also take on a couple of other ploughing contracts. And I've done those first, and as I say, I'm now finishing off this. But I'd sort of decided that over my videos over the last sort of, you know, few weeks to a month or whatever, that we've seen quite a lot of ploughing, so I kind of took the liberty of going well ahead and cracking on with it, and you'll basically just see the end of the ploughing in this field. And then the next job that we've got to do, I've got it lined up, is we've got this field to our right, that we are going to drill. We're going to drill wheat into there, I think it was. And then there's the field opposite side of the road to that field to our right, and that needs to be drilled with oats, I think it was. That could have been the other way around, but I'm sure it was wheat in that one and oats in the other one. But obviously we will check before we drill, because I have done that in real life. I've put the wrong crop in the wrong field. Overall it didn't make too much difference, but I have done it. So I will check, although to be fair, the game won't let us put the wrong crop in the wrong field on contract. Certainly it might let us drill the field, but there'll be a warning in the middle of the screen, so we'll know whether we've got it the right way round or not. I know they're definitely the two crops that we've got to drill. It's just whether I've got them in the right fields. So yeah, hopefully today we will we'll get this ploughed. We'll get those two fields drilled. And then I'm hoping that either at the end of this episode or the beginning of the next episode we will oh, we didn't do that very good. Let's do that again. Missed a bit. We will start to put in our beehives. Basically going to do contracts until we can get up and running ourselves, and then because originally I said that, you know, I couldn't do contracts, couldn't do loans, couldn't do this, that and everything else to make it as hard as possible. The only problem with that is if I was playing sort of just for myself, then I could do that, but doing that for YouTube means that, you know, there'll be a lot of videos where I don't do anything and it'll just be me fast forwarding time. Be a bit like match of the day, you know, just trying to look for the best highlights of the week's worth of farming, you know, and it's going to be difficult. So we will do contracts. We won't do all of the contracts on all of the fields, but I basically just want to get to a point where we're busy enough to get loads of interesting jobs in a video, and you know, we sort of don't have to rely quite so much on contracts. I'm not really doing the contracts as such for the money. I'm doing it really for the jobs and the content. But there's nothing wrong with being a contractor on the side, you know. I mean, as I say, we've got our own sort of business plan in place, and we've got where we want to be in life sort of set out, and you know, we've just got to work our butts off and achieve it. And you know, it's not really any different to real life, really. But as I say, we'll get this field ploughed, and then I'm not overly bothered about missing little bits and pieces, because as I say, it's for contract and the computer will fill it in anyway. We're going quite slow. There we go, that's better. And so we can plough a bit quicker than that. And to be fair as well, the faster that you go, the easier it is to keep it straight as well. And so yeah. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with this, and I'll see you when we're finished. Welcome back everyone. Right, ploughing complete. Not the greatest job in the world. But like I say, when it's contract I don't mind missing little bits and pieces because the computer will just fill those in anyway. So we will crack on now with the drilling. I did do a little bit just to make sure that it was going to go okay, because I have had one or two little issues in the past when I've done drilling contracts, and I take them on, and then as soon as I get to the field, it just says you don't have access or something to this land. So I just thought I would take the liberty and just make sure that it was going to work. Mainly because I didn't want to leave us snookered. Anyway, this is a big field, so basically you got this bit here and then all of that beyond the trees. It's all the same field. So my plan of action, if I was going to drill this in real life, and drilling was my job, or part of my job, I would drill these as two separate fields. I know they're the same field, but I would drill them as two separate fields. So I would drill this bit first, and then all the way to obviously the end, and then drill that bit second. And I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to drill it as two separate fields. It will make it slightly easier, I think, in terms of not giving us so much short work, because these are two quite big bits of kit, and what I don't want is to be twisting a lot on the end. So we'll do it like that. But so what we'll do is we'll guess our way to the end here, and then we will. Yeah, should do it. And then all of that we'll drill as another field. So. Oh, hang on, we're missing. I might be wrong about this field, but you know, when I'm sort of playing farming sim, I always sort of try and think, well, hang on, in real life, you know, when I got to a field, you know, what would I be thinking? You know, I'd look at the layout of the field. If I was ploughing, I'd be looking for the straightest edge. You know, if there wasn't one, then the same as drilling really. What I would do is I would find the middle of the field and then plough directly straight across the middle of the field, and then plough one side all the way to the end, and then go the other side and then plough the other way all the way to the end. It does mean that you do get a little bit of a higher ploughing in the middle, but it's only for like one breed, and it kept the rest of the field quite straight and neat. So I used to sort of think that it was a reasonable trade-off, but I mean, some farms wouldn't like it, but the farm that I worked on, you know, just sort of said, you know, you're in the field, you do it how you think. You know, that's fine. You know, we pay you to use your initiative, and that's fair enough. If that's what you've come up with, then you know, you do it. And then the same with drilling. So if I was then to come back and drill that field, I would then go to the centre of the field, drill all the way down again with tram lines with both markers out. I'd also be doing it on GPS as well, but it's always good to have your markers out even with GPS, because especially on farming sim, it's not so easy to do in real life, but on farming sim I often hit the reset button, which then means that I've lost my track. So at least with my markers out, I can sort of line my tractor up and get back to you know, going down the track that I was already on, or initially on. That actually is quite hard to see. Light's gonna help? Not really. I think it must be getting night time on the game, because that has become quite difficult to see. Either that or my eyes are really not that good. Probably the latter. But yeah, so I drill all the way through with the tram lines, and then just the tram lines that you put down the middle of the field, you count them as headland tram lines. So for example, if you're drilling your headland tram lines on your third bow, then you would count that as your third bow, and then drill back the other way from that number, and then when you've done that side, you then go the other side, you drill that then to the other, you know, to the other side of the field from that number, that same number. So if, like say, if it was your third bow that you were doing it, then you would drill it from number 3 and then let the drill count upwards, and then you would just do your headlands then as normal. You know, so you'd start on bout 1, and then, you know, when you get to bout 3, you know, then you would do it. I mean, obviously, like we used to get to the stage where a lot of, well, our drilling was done with half a tram line. So for quite a long time I had a Vertistat 6mm, so I'd have to drill half well, not half a tram line, but half a breed. A lot of tractor drivers favour having the drill half shut off on the first breed round. I didn't, and the reason I didn't was for the reason of your marker is not in the right place for you to then come back and drill a full width, so it meant that you had to be quite accurate, and I just sort of never really felt that comfortable that I would be accurate enough with where I was drilling. So what I tended to do was to drill 2 full breeds, and then on the tramline breed I would then put the tractor down the line of what I've just drilled, switch the half of the drill off that was in what I've already drilled, and then just drill with the other half and let the drill put in the tram lines for me. That was the way I favoured. I mean, when I started farming, I didn't have GPS, and that was, I felt, the easiest way for me to do it. The other good thing about the vertistats are that you can put the marker out halfway if you want, so it can roughly drill where you're going to need to be. Where so it like literally lines up with the end of the drilling, but it's all down to preference. Anyway, that's enough chit chat from me. I'm going to get this drilled, and I will see you again at the end. we're back. Well, that was a big old field. Anyway, we'll get this back at the farm, and then we'll drop it off, and then we'll get ourselves over to our land, and then the last job of the day will be just to put our beehives in and get them ready. And then by the looks of it, it's coming night, slowly but surely. So we'll the next time that we come into the game will be the next day, and we can crack on from there. We've got that field to do as well. Dear oh dear oh dear, this is what happens when driving with a keyboard. I would like to use my steering wheel, but it's very, very clunky and very noisy. Anyway, we'll leave that here for next time. And here we are. All nice and done. Took a little bit of a while that field, but I thought I'd just skip over to the truck because, as I say, we want to get those beehives in today. That'll be our last job of the day. It looks as if it's getting night, so we'll get them in, and then we will see what we've got next to do. As I say, next time we come back will be the next day, but I just want to get these in overnight because before morning, because that way we'll be earning some money, and this farm needs money. There's some rubble there, we're going to need to get rid of that. Park that. Right, what I thought we'd do is I thought we'd fill this one first. We'll fill this one from the back to the top. I want to get 10 in here, so I want to get obviously 5 this side and then 5 that side. And then for that side, what I might do is, if we've still got the money left over, I will then put the pallet spawn trigger in there, and then see if we can't put the beehives around. Again, I would like to put 10 in there, so that would be quite nice. But we'll crack on with the placing of the beehives. What kit is up for nothing there for us. Right, let's get these beehives. Not that we could really afford it anyway, but it's always worth a look. Beehives from those ones. Right, spin it round. Crikey, that was loud. We might actually get more than 5 in there. Not sure. Got those ones and that one a little bit wrong there. Let's just take that one out and just move it back slightly. Needs to be about there. Well, we've probably got enough to put these ones down, so I'll come into here and want my bump. Do it that way around. Or should we put it just to the side? And then we can get 5 in. That might be quite nice there actually. And then we'll put this one here. Sorry, I wasn't talking much because I was concentrating. I'm a man, I can't do two things at once. No, we've run out of money. So we'll fill them in as we earn more money. We'll get out of the way of that, otherwise that will sting the life out of me. Anyway, we've got the pallet spawn there. We've obviously got the beehive started. That's pretty cool. And then so I'll do some more off camera. I'll do some more contracts, which will get us a bit more money that we'll be able to then afford to fill that one up. And then we're going to need to start thinking about bits of kit then, because obviously we're going to be getting pallets of honey there, and we need to be able to move them around. For now, we'll just concentrate on sort of one pallet at a time, and we'll put it in the back of the truck, or one crate at a time. We'll put it in the back of the truck and then sell it like that. Ideally, we need a warehouse, or we need at least a shed to store them in, and a forklift. But that will come a bit later. I actually like the fact that that one has left a bit of a gap. I don't like that. I didn't get these in here very well, did I? Didn't get these in here very well at all. That one's not far enough over anyway. That's a bit shoddy, that one. I might have to correct that for next time. But anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you again on the next episode of Knuston Hive Farm. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm still learning, but we're slowly getting there. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks very much. Bye.